Okay, tradespeople. Well, it's a little premature. If we see, we've got roof shingles and we've got a dark piece of metal going around the edge. It's called edge flashing. In this case, it's drip edge flashing. Up there, it would be rake edge flashing. And we got a little freeze board underneath here in our fascia, soffit, another freeze board. So it's kind of like a little fascia combination. And right here in this drip edge flashing, the edge flashing what I was talking about, it's supposed to be lapped a minimum of 2 inches. And of course, it's not. In some other areas, I think maybe so, but you know, in this area, for instance, in this area, it wasn't lapped very much. Now I get to go to the tradespeople spiel, and this is pretty much universal. I'll probably find more instances of this in an older home. This house is 1 year older than me, and I'm on Medicare. Alright, but tradespeople are very focused, or myopic if you will. They don't really look at other systems. Somebody was paid to put a roof on this house, and by golly, they did that. But as far as the prep for the rest of the structure, that really wasn't in their wheelhouse. They weren't getting paid for that. They didn't care about that. I don't know if there was any discussion about it or not, because sometimes there is. There is at my house. I'm human, you know. I let some things, you know, route themselves the most convenient way. But we got a lot of cracking and peeling paint. A lot of paint. We got some wood deterioration. On this right here, that rake edge fascia board. But this roof itself, my client just informed me that there was a windstorm 2 years ago, and there was. I live in the neighborhood, by the way, and it warranted a roof replacement, and they got one. Now, one thing that they got with this roof replacement, I don't know if you remember seeing this, I'll call it back to your attention, but you got gable vents for the roof. Gable vents is an old style. This is a gable roof, and gable vents let the air passively go forwards and backwards through the attic. So the roofer came out here and said, well, we can quote unquote improve the ventilation by adding ridge vents. And ridge vents are very popular and they're very good, and I like ridge vents. Okay, ridge vents is good stuff. Usually it's good stuff. The problem with these ridge vents is now we now have mixed ventilation. Mixed ventilation. What that means is that there's a gable vent over there, for example. So the air comes in this gable vent and just comes right out this ridge vent. And air comes in that gable vent over there, comes out this ridge vent. So that means we have what's known as a short circuit. Some people relate to it a little better if it's called a cycle. So the air just circulates right here, and then where we're standing right here, and closer to the attic floor, we've got it's just a dead zone. The air doesn't circulate; it doesn't go anywhere. So you're losing a lot of your attic ventilation. We have another ridge vent over here, and we have no place for it to draw air from. So as the heat rises up through here, it might suck a little bit of this air this way. Might. I don't know. I'm not a ventilation engineer. It's not going to suck any this way. You're still going to have this big dead area across here. You just are. It was wrong. Now, unless I see something in the attic spectacular, but you see this little humping right here? The technical word for that is sumping. Now, I don't use that word unless I'm finding a real problem. Sumping over there, sumping over here, sumping there, everywhere. Everybody gets some sumping. I wish it was all a perfect plane, but it's not. So unless the deflection proves itself to be problematic more than usual, unless it does that, then, you know, I'm just going to say that there's some deflection on the roof. This is an urban weather vane. Excuse me. Maybe this is an urban compass. The satellites that these pick up are in the south, over closer to the equator. So this home faces north, but the thing is this is not installed properly. All right. Now I have an illustration. I have a link baked into your report. It's going to go to an illustration. It's going to show a jig, a bracket, a connector that this is supposed to sit on to keep it from leaking through all these holes that you just put in the roof. I found that. I got that illustration in a roofing class about 15 years ago. And the only place I've seen that connector is in that illustration. I've never seen one in the wild. If anybody else has a satellite dish, you know, I think you can go fiber optic. Just take that off and reseal that. Look a lot nicer. You won't have the wind pulling on it, because that's like a sail. It's always going to be working on your roof right there. Allergies. Again, natural convection. Got some vents over here. That's your furnace vent on the left, your water heater vent on the right. Got a patio cover. We'll see this from top side. They use the right type of fasteners on it. This is called an R panel. I don't know why, but I know what it's called. It's a metal R panel. I'm not seeing any hail damage on it. I won't know if it's, you can tell that it doesn't drain real good on this edge over here. Okay. Portable sheds are not real estate improvements. It's beyond the scope of this inspection. I'll talk about this in a little bit, but I'm up here. Can't see it like you can see it here. Got a little bit of cracking on our insulation right there. There's L1 and L2 coming into the house. It doesn't look like it's very big either. It doesn't look like it's very well powered. When this comes into the house, it's not supposed to be in the trees. This is called your service drop. And it's supposed to be elevated 3 feet above the house, above the roof. It's not supposed to go in below the roof like that. It's not supposed to be cracked like that. And I can't see. We'll find out later. We'll complain more about that later. We'll save that for another video. Just kind of moving around. I always try to move counterclockwise around the house. So you see the other videos, I might not be able to do it, but I'm trying to move counterclockwise around the home so that way you have a sense of orientation. That guy's awful close to the ridge vent. If it was any closer, we'd have a problem. We've got metal pipes here. That's your vent pipe. You probably got, that means you probably got metal drain pipes. Cast iron pipes last about 50 years. This house is over 60 years old. I'm up here looking at the roof with you, but I'm also here to say that you got raccoon turds. Okay. I'm also up here to say that you got cast iron piping. Now is as good a time as any to talk about it. It might come down to replacement. On the other hand, it might come down to a repair. Get some more distance out of it. Like I said at the first of this video, I'm a hypocrite. I want to keep mine going for as long as I can. But it's time. Its usefulness plumbing piping usefulness has just about extended its service life expectancy.